Hey everyone, just got off work. I wanted to drop in, let all you all know that this video will probably come out about 8 o'clock, but a lot of the power trucks, they're already starting to flood in here, so it don't bode well for me when it comes to the power. So these storms, evidently, they're thinking they're going to even be bad here. So I did look at the outlook, and the outlook does look like tomorrow we're going to get bombarded here once again, so it could be a while without me with power again. Yesterday was not fun. I was bored out of my mind, but I caught up on a lot of the Bible and stuff like that, and studied some more prophecy, stuff like that. A lot of the watchers are really excited about right now, okay? So, and the reason why is because the more we've studied, we've realized that God works on specific times. And this week's no different. Now, if you truly know what this week is and what it brings, it's the Passover week. It's not on Friday. Passover starts on Wednesday. It's never been on a Friday. It happened on a Wednesday. We can go by biblical record of this. So, Wednesday, he goes on the cross Wednesday. He's in the ground Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday, which was the Sabbath. Up on Sunday. And between the 9th and 10th of this week, going into Sunday and the next Monday, that's when he ascends to the Father. So we have figured out that a lot of events have happened at this moment. Now this is also the moment, Passover, that you don't know, if you don't know, is the week the church began, really. When he went on the cross, he didn't only save the Jews, he also saved the Gentiles, which is us. So we all became free at that moment, okay? But also, he pauses Israel at that moment to come back and deal with her. And we think it could be on Passover that he comes back and deals with them. We don't know, but it would be a good story if it is. Now, the reason everybody's excited, this is the same week that Noah was on the ark. And they're sailing on the water, waiting for some land. God, the Holy Spirit blows, and the wind and the water recedes, and they land there where they land with the boat. That happens this week. Jonah and the whale happens this week. There are so many events that happen between the 9th and the 10th. Now the 10th will be the 17th of Nisan on the Jewish calendar. That would be Monday. So I would expect everybody to just keep your eyes open. If some great things are about to happen, it's going to happen this week. It's not setting a date or anything. I'm just telling you to keep your... God always repeats big things on this week. He just always has. You go by the Bible. So we don't know what's going to happen this week. That's why a lot of watchers you'll see on YouTube are very excited about this week, because we're figuring out everything's in patterns. So just keep your eyes open. See what happens. Hopefully Jesus comes and gets us out of here. We'll get on this ark and we'll be out of here this week. That's what we're all hoping. We don't know that for a fact. Like I said, we do our math, we go over this and go over this, but God's always teaching us something different every day. We'll never know, because there's just no way of knowing, really. So that's why all the watchmen are excited. It's because the patterns. God really moves on this week. He always has. This is a special week. The 117 shows up on Monday. That's the day that Noah came to rest. Jonah and the whale. We can go on and over. There's many events happen this week in Bible. So we know he uses the Passover week to do his huge events. And with the world the way it is right now, Lord only knows what's going to happen. But that's why everybody is excited. And I don't blame them. Anytime that you think that we can get out of here, trust me, it's an exciting time. So definitely keep your eyes up on the sky. Thank you for all your emails. We had a lot of sponsors that's come on Buy Me Coffee. Thank each and every one of you. That money will go to the Jews before we get out of here. Because as soon as I see the signs, I'm dumping all that money straight to the Jews before we get out of here. I'm watching. Because God said if you're watching, you will not be caught off guard with the rapture. And I won't be caught off guard because I'm watching. I'm watching all the signs. That's why I tell everybody, watch the events. Israel's falling apart. A civil war is getting ready to break out. The last time a civil war broke out there, the temple was destroyed in about 70 AD. It's happening again there. See, everything repeats. Everything's a repeating pattern. Everything. We start a new Shemitah cycle, the 11th Shemitah cycle, which is judgment upon the earth. So that started. The 12th Shemitah cycle will start in 2030, which is completion. You all do the math. Like I said, I've tried to explain to people, but they don't want to hear it. They get mad and angry, so I'm not even going to bother with it. The thing is, what I'm just telling you right now is Jesus is coming, and you better have your eyes upon the sky, because it ain't going to be long before he parts that sky. That's just the way it's going to be. That's why we're on here warning you to get yourself ready, prepare yourself and your family. And listen, not everybody's going to listen to you, not even family. Don't beat yourself up on it. You just move on and get ready. You got to take care of yourself. They answer to God. They're responsible for themselves. You can't help everybody. Noah tried, and remember, the first time this happened, only 8 people was on that boat. Of the whole world, only 8 got on. And it was just as populated as it is now. It will be the same way. It will repeat itself again. We can tell you that the rain is coming and a storm is coming, but if they don't get on the boat, there's nothing you can do. You know, you can't beat yourself up on it. I mean, you just got to do the best job you can. That's all we can do, is do the best job we can. Be a light in the darkness. You know, with these events taking place, hopefully we get a really bad event and everybody's like, okay, what's going on? And then they'll give themselves to God. That's what we've all been praying for. Hopefully it happens right before this happens. Or the dead can rise and everybody sees their dead grandma and grandpa or their brother and everything, and then that's when everybody gets saved. That will happen. The dead will rise first, and I do believe they're going to show up at your house. A lot of people think I'm crazy. I don't care if you think I am or not, but in my opinion, they will show up at your house right before the rapture. Do I know what the time will be? No. But I've told everybody to expect the dead loved ones to show up at your house probably right before it happens. Do I know it for a fact? No, I don't. But I just got a feeling. And I'm going to wait and see. I hope if it does happen, it would definitely be God, because that would wake up the people that are asleep. Because they'd have no way to explain it. They'd know that there's a God, without no doubt, and they would all hit their knees. So I hope and pray that I'm right, and it does happen, and it wakes up your family members that are hard to wake up right now. Because once they see their dead loved ones, they're going to know Jesus is coming. So let's pray and hope that I am right on that one. But like I said, I'm a man. I get things wrong. We talk about prophets and false prophets. I'm not a prophet, never have been. I do have dreams. I do see things before they come, but I'm not a prophet. More like a visionary or something, I don't know. But I have dreams, and I listen to God when I hear it. But you got to be very, very careful, because familiar spirits are running rapid in these last days. And just like this 3 days of darkness, that is a familiar spirit that's selling fear, because people love fear. That's why they go to these channels to get that fear. People don't come to my channel for that, because I'm boring, because I tell you not to fear anything. They want an adrenaline rush. I don't give you that here. What I give you here is that there's only one way to heaven, and that's through Jesus. That's it. That's your only way through. And that you don't fear anything, because I'm not afraid. I know there's a nuclear war coming, and half the world's going to be destroyed. Am I scared? Heck no. Am I scared of a 3 days of darkness? Heck no. See what I'm saying? I'm boring, because I tell you not to fear anything, because you don't have to fear. So, yeah, quite boring. But I like it that way, because I teach that there's only way into heaven, and if you have Jesus, you don't have to fear a thing, and you don't. Now, keep these people in your prayers with these storms. Like I said, it's going to be a rough 2 days. I'll try to get a video out tomorrow. Don't know if I will or not with everything the way it's going. I'll maybe even cut another one tonight to be able to air tomorrow. But if you don't see me come back on, it's because of the storms. Because here, I am surrounded by trees. They're right up on the power lines. And this happens every spring, but not like the ones we had the other day. That was some of the worst storms I've even seen here. And that's saying something. And I know that the other night there was many tornadoes on the ground last week that they'd never seen anything like it. March set a record. First time in the history. There was over 700 tornadoes in March. That's never happened before. We're setting records. That tells you where we're at. The world's falling apart. The dollar is going to collapse. All these banks are going to collapse. All this stuff's going to come to pass. The only way for you to get out of it and is to be with Jesus. Because he's going to come down and take us out of here any minute. I'm ready, people. I've already prepared for it. Like I said, I've got my cards ready to dump all that money straight to the Jews before we get out of here. When I see the first twinkling of these signs, I've got everything ready to go. Got my finger on the button. So right now it's just a time to prepare, watch the sky, watch the signs, watch what's going on in Israel. It's very important. But the most important thing is not to fear these events, because we're getting out of here, going to a place where you'll never be sick again. You will live in paradise. Ain't it a good time? You get to see those family members that you've lost. It's a glorious time, people. Get excited. Don't get scared. Get excited. Because when you have Jesus, you don't have to fear anything. This is a great time. This is the greatest time in human history, and you're living in it. Don't be depressed. Don't be beating yourself down. Do you know how many people would have loved to see this? That was disciples all the way through the biblical times. Get excited. We're going home soon. If you don't see or hear from me again, I'll see you in heaven.